Nux Taku did an Oopsies. Theanimeman did an Oopsies. Local Bitcoin fascist retweeted an Oopsies. Digibro existing is an Oopsies. And you are watching Unknown News. Hi, I'm Poppy Bulger, and NuxTaku released a problematic trap video. It looks like NuxTaku has put out a response video of sorts to Six's own video on traps. Before I give my reasons on why it's a response to Six's video, let's look at why it's so problematic. And I will give you a valid solution after the video. And within the first minute, he sarcastically goes,
"The traps are indeed transphobic, because much like the infinite multiverse, which is impossible to prove with science, there are also infinite genders, which is equally impossible to prove with science, but that doesn't mean they don't exist."
So we're off to a brilliant transphobic start. The next minute is a series of like a dozen shitty trigger jokes, which really triggers me beyond belief.
So if you're gonna make it your life purpose to get triggered at everything, of course traps should be able to trigger you too. Because even though it's a male in a male's body, since it's low-key looking like a female for comedic purposes, which I personally find a little bit tacky, but that's not for the discussion here. Clearly, it was an attack against the intellectually superior triggered community, and since they weren't triggered enough by other things that were going on, they had to make up the word trap to be a trigger as well.
Then does a joke on SJWs will ban all the jokes, which is something we can't let happen. We need to ban people making jokes about banning jokes. It's unrealistic. The video starts off with a satire disclaimer, but it's impossible to not see the political points being made when you're viewing through an ideologue's lens. And he is making a video against trans, which is a protected class, and another type of people you can't make jokes about, which should be banned. And one of the most egregious points is that NuxTaku forgot to explain the difference between sex and gender. The difference between sex and gender, people have a gender, but anime fans don't have sex. Although, the worst mistake NuxTaku made was shouting out Soy Boy instead of Alan Weebus. You had a chance to help out Team Alan and you failed, Nux.
You have failed me for the last time.
Everyone go subscribe to Alan Weebus. Forget the T-Series versus PewDiePie. We're right now in the Alan versus Soy. It is very clear that NuxTaku's video is highly politically motivated. It totally wasn't a literal copy of Soy Boy's content, because Nux is inaccurate in his statements. Soy Boy's content is only the most accurate on YouTube. Like the time when he analyzed One Piece's Arlong arc, and the reason why Nami was so upset is because she had to drink lots of soy milk. NuxTaku video isn't accurate while Soy Boy's is, thus it can't be making fun of his content. It objectively has to be about Six's trap video, because Six was the only one who made a video on traps. No wonder he has 375,000 subs with his Explain series of popular titles for every big shonen, and then actually talks about what he'll say he talks about? Now if you excuse me, I will legitimately clickbait and do reviews on shows I have never actually watched just to get views. So yeah, he's on a lower bar of intelligence unlike me, and is transphobic. Now I have a solution, but Nux will never listen, so we the audience will have to do a solution that will really get to him. We need to go to his video, fully watch it, like, comment, and subscribe. We will send him so much reverse psychology, he will be begging for us to forgive him. Next news. Theanimeman made an Oopsies. The evidence is this tweet. You know what's cool? Girls who watch anime. You know what's cooler? Attractive girls who watch anime. You know what's coolest? Attractive girls who watch hentai. Now you may be asking, but Poppy, how is this a controversy? Well, you just need to level up your wokeness. If you are in a position of power and you say stuff you like, you are using the power you have to make every woman in the world either feel bad or conform to your watching anime fetish. I'm glad UnderTheScope called Theanimeman out on this, but UnderTheScope isn't all that innocent themselves. They are in a position of power in said shows that they like. They are boxing in all other anime fans and saying they are completely wrong for their beliefs. You need to realize that you are in a position of power, and being in a position of power, you aren't allowed to express anything you like. Because if you like something, that means if anyone is different, that is bad. We know Theanimeman didn't say people who don't conform isn't cool, but we know from personal experience, you can only find one thing cool in life ever. There is no possible way to find other stuff cool about people. And he only wanted to choose this one thing he finds cool. That is an impossibility. Y'all gotta be on the next level woke as me. I am very disappointed in you, UnderTheScope. Next, news. The Bitcoin fascist himself retweets an oopsie. Now, you may think ER tweets all fan arts that are at least decent, but you would be wrong. Now, I can't show you what is in his hand, because an enlightened woke person such as myself knows it is the equivalent of a death threat. I, Poppy Bulger, do not condone such actions, and neither does Mr. Bitcoin. Unless it's done to 6, then it's fair game to her. They also think this is against Twitter's TOS, and their brilliant idea is to screen cap it and post it on Twitter. I will say that again. They think it's against the Twitter TOS, and his brilliant idea is screen capping it and posting it to Twitter. Truly remarkable logic here. Funny enough, the quote tweet was reported. Apparently you aren't allowed to say "that's how internet mafia works" on Twitter.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen.
Truly logical people we are dealing with here. I personally always thought Mother's Basement was left-leaning, but it seems he can't art. Maybe secretly he is right-leaning. That could be why he sees it everywhere. Oh well. Next, news. Digibro exists. Yes, Digibro existing is a controversy. He made a video pretty much saying we live in a society. This is something Digi has been saying throughout a lot of his videos. But because he said a controversial statement, the more you use something, the less power it has. And using a word in everyday life takes the power it had to near nothing. The word in question is the N-word.
I'm gonna say the N-word.
That's racist! You can't say the N-word!
Punk bitch motherfucker.
Nino disagrees with this, as he is saying the more you use a derogatory word, the more power it has. Despite literally every other word in the dictionary following Digi's logic, I'm willing to see if this argument goes anywhere. Now I, Poppy Bulger, know I'm not supposed to give my opinions on this, but I'm inclined to agree with Digi on this.
Fuck you.
But that is all that we have today. I'm Poppy Bulger, and this has been Unknown News. Subscribe to Alan Weebus.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Do this to me? I will teach you to make fun of my deformity?
Guard!
Guard!
What's the problem?
This man made me feel uncomfortable.
You sick monster! You, sir, are the greatest artist who ever lived!
I have the power of God and anime on my side! Wait!
But we've already seen it.
No, I mean, okay, here's the thing. With that character, it's not funny because it's gay. It's funny because that character is supposed to be, holy shit, ER just followed me.
Holy shit.
That character's supposed to be ER just followed you? That's a very interesting character.
Oh no, oh no! of cruelty. What's the sickest so for me? They play with me until I smell like salty content milk. Everyone today we will have lots of fun. You cute, am I cute? In my favorite too.